Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole bringing you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on what time you are watching this live. Hello, crew. Hope all is well. Let's get started. Look, and look. I told y'all about this demon. I told y'all. She is the reason why I no longer watch this show. Okay. She has definitely turned it into a Zeus network type of vibe. But everybody kept saying, oh, Nicole, it's just for TV. You can't take her seriously, even though she called someone a P, even though she called someone a R with an ED at the end. She has said so much ignorant stuff, but she's entertaining. You gotta love her. She's entertaining. Well, well. Now she has come after the LGBTQIA community, and not just one. Actually, she's just coming for gay men. Okay. She said the most ignorant BS about gay men. Are y'all really going to keep giving her a pass? Are you going to keep giving her a pass? Because at a certain point, is she just talking to talk, or is this how she really feels? We are talking about heavenly crimes from Married to Medicine. At what point do y'all understand that this woman don't give a damn about anyone but herself? And at this point, how many more clues do you need that she is actually believing the BS that comes out of her mouth? What else do you need? What else do you need? And let's be clear. The LGBTQI community is one of the main communities who actually was defending her, protecting her, especially gay men. The girl lives in Atlanta. She lives in Atlanta, the black gay capital of the world. Do you understand me? So, hey, Driven Black Girl. Hey, Veronica. Hey, Shayla. Hey, India Cox. Let's get into it. So, I was minding my business. You know, every time I think I'm not about to do another live, something pops up, child. Minding my business, and all of a sudden, I'm on Instagram and I see this video of Helvenly, the demon herself, literally saying the most ignorant stuff, and she did not stutter, she did not hesitate. I'm gonna have you guys listen to it, and we're gonna talk about it, because at what point does she get canceled and get fired from the show? It is. So when you have a conversation with somebody, and somebody gets upset and it goes to the left, most men, real men, not gay men, not bitch men, you know what I'm saying? The guys that are kind of soft, but real men are gonna feel like, you know what I mean? Straight men are gonna feel like, if you tell my wife to shut the fuck up, I'm gonna have a problem with it. I mean, that just, it is. It is. So when you have a conversation with somebody, and somebody gets upset and it goes to the left, most men, real men, not gay men, not bitch men, you know what I'm saying? The guys that are kind of soft, but real men are gonna feel like, you know what I mean? Straight men are gonna feel like, if you tell my wife to shut the fuck up, I'm gonna have a problem with it. I mean, that just, it is. It is. Okay. Y'all hear that? I think you heard it loud and clear. Did she stutter? Did she stutter? She said real men, not gay men, not bitch men. Y'all heard that? What is it going to take? And let's be clear, she has had some known gay black men content creators on her platform. One who's getting a lot of scrutiny right now because of his own reality shows. She has had multiple gay black men next to her. See, this is what people don't really want to talk about. You have some women out there who literally only see gay black men as their accessory. Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. They only see black men, or not even just black men, but gay men as an accessory. But they really have a different viewpoint of them. They really don't think that positively of them, but they willing to sit up there and kiki with them and take lingo from them and get their hair done by them and get, you know what I'm saying, take certain things that, you know, styles and things that they event from them, but they really don't respect them. Hell, who does Heavenly actually respect? Does she have any friends? I've always said she's not a friend to anyone. I am sure even on the production side of Married to Medicine and a lot of the crew and everything else, from people who do her hair and her makeup, I'm sure there are plenty of gay men behind the scenes. That's exactly how she feels. Right. I'm telling you, I just think growing up with no windows would affect anybody. It does. But my thing is this. We already know she had issues. But what she just spewed out, in my opinion, is what she really thinks about gay men. I mean, look, how can you now? Of course, she tried to come immediately like she normally does and tries to say she apologizes. Because, of course, somebody made a comment. My initial response was to call her, but it is not always our responsibility to show grace and educate privately when it comes to public disrespect. Even our faves can make mistakes and need to be corrected. That wasn't no mistake. I don't know who Jerome Trammell is. That wasn't no mistake. In my opinion, it wasn't no damn mistake. Hey, Miss T, I'm with you. I apologize. It was an ignorant statement. I'm a grown-ass woman. I can admit when I'm wrong. I didn't mean it that way. Y'all, how many times has she come with this nonsense too? How many times has she always said she apologized and she didn't mean it that way? Like, I just want to know, what is it going to take? The freaking YouTube world is eating her up right now. Eating her up. Like the popular YouTube, especially the black YouTube gay men who have been on her actual podcast and on her YouTube page, and others who haven't, I want to hear their thoughts. I would like to know what they said, because some of them defended her no matter what, no matter when she called Dr. G a P, when she called Sweet T a R word, when she has said some of the most ignorant stuff that you could possibly think of, when she sat up there and said that Contessa mama was talking about your mama and her mother, she know her mother is gone and passed from cancer. Like, everybody was still on her side. Oh, it's just entertainment, or trying to defend her. Now she's coming for your community. She's coming for you. So the gay black men, especially, who was defending her, like, what y'all got to say about this? This is crazy. And let me make this very clear. My gay male friends, and I think I've said this on my platform before, some of them have defended me more than heterosexual men. Real talk. If I'm out with my gay male friends, I'm not going to the car by myself. I am protected 10 toes down. Whether it's a heterosexual man or whoever disrespect me, they standing 10 toes down. What makes you think they're not men? In my opinion, she's always thought this way. She just kept her mouth shut because of the environment that she's in. But I want to know if this is really about to affect her in all ways, not just this show, but her business too. Hey, Jupiter. I think I said hey to you, Miss T. I'm sorry if I didn't. Hey, Miss T. Heavenly has been a weirdo for a very long time, and I cannot tolerate her presence on the show. I stopped reviewing it. I literally made a live saying how I was going to stop reviewing it. She made it. It is so hard to deal with that show at this point. And Heavenly is the reason for it. Like, I'm not a big fan of Quad, but Quad is definitely more. You can take Quad more than Heavenly. Heavenly has just, it's gotten to the point where you just want to turn the TV off. I don't like her because that's never an excuse, but how you grew up affects the way you grow up. Yeah, but at the same time, it does affect you. But what she just said, I don't think has anything to do with her being in that freaking room with no windows. Like, and let's be clear, Heavenly has definitely said some things in the past that made some people feel like she has very, very conservative thoughts and feelings before. There were people who were saying that, and they were saying that she did have conservative thoughts and feelings. She's posted things like that before. My opinion, Heavenly, she will deal with the LGBTQIA community, but she ain't really for it. That this whole thing that she just literally said, it, what else can y'all say? What can you say about what she said? Like, I would love to hear someone defend her on what she said. She said not gay men. So she feels what she said is gay men are not real men. That's what she just said. Mind you, I would like to see how many gay men are actually tuning into that show. I am sure it is Black women and gay men who are neck to neck when it comes to watching the Married to Medicine. She got to go. She really has to go. Like, she has done so much and done so much damage just in this season alone. There's nothing else to discuss. She has to go. It's no longer entertaining. It's no longer entertaining. It is just downright ignorant. And at what point, I'm shocked. She must not really go out. She must only go to work and go home. Because the way her mouth be popping off, I am shocked that no one has tried Heavenly yet. I'm really, really shocked. She must really not be out there in Atlanta like that. And if she is out there, she got a camera on her. Because she's just too reckless with her mouth. Just too reckless with her mouth. And so, like, literally, when I heard that, I said, this is freaking insane. And so they were actually showing some of the posts when someone said disappointed but not surprised. There are so many Black women that will befriend Black gay men and then turn around and say some homophobic BS like this, and it's not okay. Saying that we're not real men is beyond ignorant and hurtful. I agree with that, but I have to break it down to him. I don't think it's just the Black women and Black gay men thing. I think there's a lot of women who try to use gay men as accessories, but really at the end of the day have a negative viewpoint. They're really not. But again, Heavenly, the reason why I give Heavenly as an example is because Heavenly is not a friend to anyone. See, she's really exposing herself at this point. And guess what, boo? Your boss, your main boss, Andy Cohen, he's a gay man. He's gay. So, Andy, at this point, how you gonna handle this? I think this may be the icing on the cake to finally get rid of Heavenly. And if they do get rid of her, maybe, just maybe, at that point, I will decide to tune back in. Because at this point, let me see. I live 45 minutes outside of Atlanta, and my hubby and I met Toya and her hubby, my mom-in-law's doctor, and I've seen the entire cast, including the housewives. Heavenly is not out in these streets. And exactly. And because of that mouth, I can see why. I can see why. Like, I think people forget. I think a lot of people feel like Atlanta has like the top Black elite professionals, which they do, but Atlanta still got the hood of the hood. You know what I'm saying? Got the hood of the hood. So her mouth, I'm telling you. Hey, Sincere, don't Heavenly always go live across? Exactly my point. Exactly my point. And not just Carlos King, there's multiple. If you go to her page, there's multiple out gay men who she has brought on to her show. Okay? Brought on to her show. And then that's what you say? That's what you say? Child, if that ain't the ultimate, ooh, oh my gosh, like that is so, she's so fake. Oh my gosh, she's so fake. Goodness, she was so sweet in person at her dentist office and wig shop. She was cool. Yeah, but you know what? Sweet don't mean that's people can play sweet all day long. They can play sweet all day long, but how do they really feel? How do they really feel? You know what I mean? People can play sweet. I mean, I've heard that people say, on especially on social media, she can be sweet. But the thing about Heavenly is she's sweet, in my opinion, when you're nice to her or she knows that someone is a fan, or she's on a professional tip. But the moment you say something she probably don't like, that demon comes out. Yeah, I felt like it would. Thank you, Sincere. It seemed like she was about to drop that. She was about to drop it. She didn't stutter. She didn't hesitate. She didn't even try to think about what she was saying. She was flowing. She was flowing when she said that. Like she really, really meant it. I would like to know if there's anyone from the LGBTQIA community, especially gay men, defending this. Because there's always one who's going to make an excuse for her. But I want to know. I want to know if there is anyone out there defending this. And what do you think about Heavenly now? What do you think? And the thing is, I personally think there are a lot of reality show celebrity folks who actually have certain strong beliefs and opinions, but because they know that certain communities have the money, they support, they have the resources, they just don't say what they really feel out loud. In my opinion, that's what she just did. She just showed how she really feels out loud, and then realized that she's getting dragged for filth right now. And she had to hurry up and try to do a quick PR move. I don't think this PR move gonna work. It should not work. It should not work. Because it was okay when she was dragging the Sweet Teas and dragging the Dr. G's, even though I have seen some people who flipped the script on that too. They said she is too much of a bully. What she did with Dr. G and what she said about him could affect his license. And there are some people who are really waking up on Heavenly. But now, baby, I can't wait to actually look at some of these people, some of these YouTubers, and see, especially those who are openly gay, and see what they got to say about this. Because this was nothing cute, nothing nice. This to me did not sound like she was hesitant. Most adults, especially if they realize possibly what they're saying sounds ignorant and they don't mean it, while they're talking, they hear themselves talk and they'll stop in their tracks and say, you know what, that sounds ignorant. Let me rephrase that, whatever the case may be. She didn't do that. She said it, sounded like she stood 10 toes down on it until she all of a sudden realized, oops, wait a minute. I just offended a whole demographic of people who support me and my show. Because let's be clear, it's all about the ratings and the views and the people who support her. But again, it also makes me wonder how many gay men come to your dental office, Heavenly? How many people come to your dental office? I don't think you realize. I would be very shocked. I would be very shocked if this doesn't hit her pockets in some kind of way. I would be very shocked. I really would. Because at this point, they got the power. They have the power. And again, her boss of all bosses, when it comes to this show that she loves so much to be on, is a gay man. Y'all think Andy gonna bring her on Watch What Happens Live to actually say something? To act? Do y'all think Andy gonna force her to come on Watch What Happens Live? Yes. 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 Another one. He's another one. They both from Miami. But I remember a long time ago, he did an actual video on her. This is, I think, around the time that they confronted her, I think at Contessa's house, if I'm not mistaken, when they put her in the theater room. And he actually made a comment like, I don't see how, I think he kind of said something. I don't see how people could be friends with her, or these ladies could be friends with her, because of the way she moves and how she talks about them. Like, she'll talk about them like on her YouTube page, and they're supposed to be her friends. So I don't know. Like, I wonder if Funky and Heavenly have been really, or have they been talking lately? Like, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I used to see them all the time, kind of like share the screen on YouTube and stuff, if I'm not mistaken. I want to know if they're still as close as they used to be. So I stand on biting this. I just want her to fix my teeth. I wouldn't let Heavenly near my teeth. I would not let her near my teeth. Period. And trust, there's plenty of successful black dentists in Atlanta. I wouldn't even want to be around Heavenly. She really gives dark demonic vibes to me. She really does. And as many resources that she claims she has, as far as her money and stuff is concerned, and she seems like the type that even if she goes to therapy, she wouldn't listen to the therapist. So then what's the point? Like, she's just a dark cloud that I don't think will ever change. And the only way that she may slightly change is if they remove her from this show and she no longer has that spotlight. But honestly, I don't think that's going to change her either, you guys. Do you think removing her from the show will humble her? Because I think at this point, with over 1 million followers on freaking Instagram and her YouTube channel, now she has the spotlight that she wants. She may not be on the actual show, but now she has the spotlight. So what will happen is, even if they remove her from the show, she going to review it and still talk a lot of shit. I don't know what it will take for Doc. You know what will take for Heavenly to shut the hell up? If really the real business about her life get exposed. If they claim that there are mixed babies out there that apparently or allegedly are Damon's, if other stuff get exposed that really she actually cares about, that may humble her. That may humble her, because she unnecessarily she goes after people on that show, and a lot of people feel like she does that to try to get people out of her business and keep people out of her business. So, and interesting enough, we don't really know anything personal about her. She really hasn't kind of any type of big situations. Has anything happened to Dr. Heavenly on the show that forced her to humble herself? Because there was definitely some years that I stopped watching. I know that they confronted her in the theater and tried to pretty much call her out, but I don't think that really did anything. That I think the only thing that somewhat embarrassed her is when Damon checked her at either Contessa or Simone's house, when he said that she was being disrespectful and pretty much said that he was ready to go, and she shut him out. I think that was the most. That was the most that we saw her where she was forced to be humble. Other than that, I don't think anything else has really happened to Heavenly on the show. She's always the one stirring the pot, making things happen to other people. It's insane. They still close. He just told her to stop doing YouTube to please her castmates. Okay, well, we'll see how close I would like to know if he gonna do a video. I would like to know if he gonna do a video on this. Because one thing about not just him, but a lot of people from Florida, they claim that's just the Florida way. They claim that the Florida way, they real quick to say your mama, your daddy, and they will really say some ratchet stuff or whatever because that's just how they do in Florida. But again, you are a part of that community. But see, the problem is, I don't necessarily know how much he will hold her accountable because remember, he has also been known to say a lot of crazy stuff about Black women. You see what I mean? So he has said a lot of crazy stuff about Black women, and she's still friends with him. Now she's saying crazy stuff about gay men. So I don't necessarily know if he will hold her accountable, because then that means he has to hold himself accountable on some of the things that he said about Black women. Like Chloe that one time. We need more Black doctors, any field, please. We do. We do. If I only had the science, I hated science growing up. I hated science growing up. And even trying to go into like psychiatry, you still got to go through medical school. You still got to take those science classes. Because I always felt like I could possibly do like psychiatry, but you got to go through medical school. All I know is she liked to roast and read, no character development. None at all. We haven't had any character development from her. We haven't seen her with her sister. Her sister has not been on the show, right? Does anybody even know? Like, I just know that she claims that her situation with Sweet Tea brought her and her sister to start talking again. But I don't even know if we'll ever see that connection between Heavenly and her sister. That may be one thing that will humble her too. Her sister coming out and talking about her ass. Now that may humble the hell out of her. That would really humble her. And this is why I say a lot of people, it's not just me. There's a lot of people stop watching this show. From my understanding, the ratings are not that good. They're not right now. The ratings are in the tank, allegedly. So if it gets to the point where it's this show staying on or Heavenly being removed, I'm going to say even the Jackies or whatever are going to say she got to go. She has to go. But this, at this point, to me, was the breaking point. This was the breaking point. Like, does her daughter still humble her on the show? That kid will read her for filth in a couple of years. The daughter, I think, is in school. So I don't even know if she's around them like that anymore unless they're on break. But you know what's so crazy is that she don't care to the point where does she even think this would affect her kids? Like, how her mother acts on the show has to affect her child in some kind of way. And her child is in college now. So she don't care. She doesn't. See, that's the problem, Chris. Science and math should be our thing, especially agriculture, our ancestors. True, but the problem, you know what the problem is, Shayla? We don't have a lot of good math and science teachers. Those were my worst teachers when I was in school, and I was in honors programs throughout my life. My worst teachers were science and math. They did not know how to really break it down and explain it. So if you didn't have people in your household or a good tutor or whatever the case may be, it was very hard. So yeah, we should, but if you don't have a good teacher, that is the worst of the worst. I'm tired of it's a Florida thing excuse. Yeah. And I've heard that multiple times. Oh, that's just how we do in Florida. Okay. But guess what? You don't live in Florida no more. At least Heavenly does not. She live in Atlanta. Gay capital of the world. I'm assuming it's the Black gay capital of the world still, not maybe the gay capital, but shit. Gay capital of the world. And you playing like that, baby, she may need security at this point. She may need security. But I would like to see if someone would actually defend her. I would like to see if someone who actually defend her, who's a part of the community. I would like to see, hey Mia. Oh, true, I agree. Oh yeah, the math and science teachers were always the worst. Her daughter dropped out of college and is back in Atlanta taking courses online while being an influ. Wow. 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 Now that's interesting if that is true. That's interesting. And I understand now, especially because, of course, I grew up on a different world and it was the thing to do to go, you know what I'm saying, to college, like after high school. Like that was the thing. I understand that at this point, some of these kids feel like they can make more money being an influencer versus any job they can get. But college isn't just about the education, it's about the relationships, it's the foundation, it's so many things. And if she dropped out, especially with her parents' resources, both of them college educated, I wonder if she dropped out because of maybe some things that were going on in college. I'm sure it does not help that your freaking mother is freaking hell on wheels and disrespects people left and right and says disrespectful things, and you have to go to college and deal with people every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure it's very hard. Hey, Daisy, glad you caught it live. I'm glad you caught it live too. Get the hell no. Are you serious? Hell no. I can't. I cannot. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button on the way in. She and Elaine did a video. It's true. Elaine rented her a high-rise apartment in Atlanta. They say she was partying too much. Who's Elaine? Who is Elaine? I'm confused. I don't know who that is. She said she wanted the experience. She wants to do cosmetics. The experience, she only was in college for how long? She had just got there. She was only there for a year. I wonder if she failed out. I wonder if she really failed out. Remember when they first got on the show, didn't she claim she wanted to be a singer or something like that? Wasn't that the case at one point? But I'm sorry, most kids who come from parents who both went to college, dropping out is usually not an option. Hell, dropping out wasn't an option for me, and neither one of my parents went to college. That's usually not an option. I mean, I understand that we're technically grown, but for the most part, if I dropped out of college, it was like you better have a plan ASAP, as in get a job and get the hell up out of the house. So that wasn't an option for me. That's interesting. Oh, that's her. Child, I call her hell and demon. She promoting her music on TikTok. I'll be damn. One semester, I wonder if she flunked out. I really wonder if she flunked out. And mind you, for those who know, your first year or two are just general education courses, especially your first year. Your first year is gen ed. It's gen ed. So I wonder, especially because she went to a HBCU, if you ain't careful, you could flunk out if you ain't really doing what the hell you need to do, because it's just too much going on around you. I think she wanted the freedom of being sheltered, possibly. And if you was a sheltered child and you end up going to college out of state and a HBCU, she maybe never experienced anything like that in her life. 1 year and 1 semester. I can't believe they allowed her to do that. I can't believe, unless they gave her an ultimatum that said, look, you got a year or two to do this, and if it don't work out, you got to go back to school. That is interesting. That is very interesting. But from my understanding, she was also supposed to be a science major like her mom, or apparently, because I remember that one year when she kind of flashed that she was going to FAMU. And I think she said she was going to be a biology major. And that's when Hale was like, oh, you trying to be like your mama or whatever the case may be. I was that girl on the yard. So I don't know if she felt like those science classes got too difficult. Because again, them science classes in high school is a whole different beast. When you in college, I don't know. Maybe she did flunk out. Maybe she flunked out and they pulled her out. Because then I could definitely see that. I'm not about to pay for all of this money for you to go to school and you not getting those grades. See, the thing is about Heavenly is that if she wasn't such a damn demon, I don't think people would even care to tap into her personal life like that. But now, with her literally disrespecting a whole community, a whole fan base, I wouldn't be shocked if they really start to tap in and really find some info when it comes to what's really going on in Atlanta, especially when it comes to her Dr. Daddy Demon Damon. At this point, she better be careful. Cause it may be some that's gonna be like, oh, for real? For real? Okay, well, let's spill the beans. Cause let me tell you something. One thing about especially the gay men in Atlanta, they know everyone's business. They may not say it, but they know everyone's business. They know everyone's business, not in just their own community, but in a straight community too. They know everybody business. Everybody business. Who child? I can't even imagine like Miss Lawrence, ATL native. Definitely probably got a lot of intel and a lot of info on she child, this may be the moment that a lot of stuff gets exposed about Hell, the demon. Like seriously. No wonder why Heavenly be so cool with the bloggers. But see, that's the problem. She just dissed most of the bloggers. If you notice, let me ask y'all this because I often wondered this, which made me also wonder if she's really intimidated by Black women. See, you have some Black women out there, or just women in general, who are intimidated by other women. But I got to speak on the Black perspective. You have Black women out there who make it seem like they're for Black women really doing better, being better. But the moment they feel like you getting a little bit ahead of them, or the moment they feel like you about to kind of get to their level, they hate on your ass. And one thing I need to ask y'all, for those who actually watch Heavenly, has she ever had a Black female content creator on her YouTube channel? Yes, Dwight, Oliver. Yes, you are absolutely right. Those names. Has she ever had a Black female content creator on one of her shows? Or has it always been gay men? For those who watch it, y'all got to let me know, because every time I see, whether it pops up on my algorithm or whatever the case may be, and she has a special guest, every time I've seen it, it's always been a gay man. I've never seen a woman. So that's interesting. That is very interesting. But now she has disrespected that whole community. Imagine you sitting up there having gay Black men always on your platform just to shit on them. Whoo. Man. I don't think the PR, do y'all, okay, let me ask y'all this before I go. Do y'all think the PR stunt with her is working? You see, she apologized. She put this on X. Do you feel like this is going to work for her? Do you feel like it's going to work for her? Or do you feel like this is going to be the final nail in the coffin for her? And that is a done deal for her? Y'all let me know what y'all think. In my opinion, it should be. It should be a done deal for her. It really should. But, we have so many pick me energy folks out there that you would have some who will sit up there and try to say, oh, let's forgive her just so they can hopefully get a like from her or a retweet from her. But I want to know. She would have to do an apology tour with Carlos King. See, the problem is that a Carlos King or anybody like that shouldn't even allow her on the platform after saying something like that. They shouldn't even allow her on there. But then they also looking at it as views versus morals and integrity. That's just like somebody whose race is blatantly calling me the N word with the ER at the end. And then I'm going to put you on my platform to talk about it. No, you're not welcome here. You're not welcome here. If I'm that N word, you're not welcome here. So if I am not a real man because I'm gay, you're not welcome. You're not. Oh, you got a point. You know what? You got a point. You really have a point. Cause don't Kaya, I haven't watched Kaya in so long. Like I haven't watched Kaya in years, but don't Kaya be dropping them F-bombs? Do she be dropping them F-bombs still? Damn, B baby, you actually got a point. Damn, are we at a point now where there is no moral compass, no code, no standing up for your beliefs or anything? Like, is it just all fair game at this point? Because I feel like 10, 15 years ago, if she would have said something like this before 24 hours was up, she would have got fired, canceled, everything. But you have a serious point right there. And guess what? Kaya from Florida, ain't she? Child. Isn't Kaya from Florida? Child, I tell you. So she do it all the time. And she has a huge gay male following. Okay, well. But here's the thing. I will say this. The main boss that matters, he's a gay man, but he's not a black gay man. And usually his version of disrespect is you gotta go. And I just wish in general, we were more so like that as a community. Stop being so forgiving. You can, if you want to forgive privately, especially depending on what your beliefs are, but stop being so forgiving openly. We always want to forgive people. It's even when something just happens, we're real quick to say, oh, it's a mistake or I forgive them. No, let's stop doing that. Because this is what happens, in my opinion. You have someone like her who feels like she can say the most ignorant stuff and apologize a couple hours later and it's over and done. We got to stop doing that. And that is everybody in the Black community, no matter what their preferences are. We have to stop doing that. Period. So I'm hoping that none of them who have been on her platform before or have allowed her on the platform before, I hope none of them allow her on the platform. But I have a strong feeling, it's always that one. It's always that one who can't stay on code. So it's probably going to be someone who's going to want the views and is going to want, the whole press of it all, that she's going to be on there with her apology tour and call it a day. But what does that say about you and people disrespecting you? Because this was just played out. This was disrespectful. This was disrespectful. Like, there's no way to say it. You can't even say that she was drunk. You can't say any of that. It was pure disrespect. Now, for those anybody in my chat right now, big Heavenly fans, and just be honest, I'm not about to sit up there and, screw you or nothing. Is there anybody who's a big Heavenly fan? Because I want to know if you really think that she didn't mean this. And why you think she didn't mean it? I think I probably scared off all the Heavenly fans from my page, to be quite honest, because I have definitely sat up there and been on an anti-Heavenly thing for quite some time. That woman, her spirit, it irks me. Like I told y'all before, and she ain't the only one. Once I get a vibe about somebody and they spirit don't sit right with me, I'm done. I'm done. And I tried to watch the show for the other people who were on the show, but you know, she just ruined it. I couldn't even watch it. And that's why I said if they would have brought Mariah back, it probably would have helped. But Mariah's not back, so what's the point? Does Heavenly have any fans? I would say so. She got them psycho fans that feel like she can't do anything wrong no matter what. And they make excuses for her like that. All of these reality show people and celebrities now have definitely at least one or two stand like fans, because we're in that freaking world now where people feel like they have to be all in or nothing. You can still be a fan of someone and say when they're wrong. And you can be a fan of someone and remove your support if you feel like they have completely disrespected you. Well, I think she meant it. Yeah, it's like something about Phaedra and Heavenly make my scalp itch. I don't like Faye either. I don't like her either. But again, that's more on a personal level because I have a personal situation or experience with her before. She's a nasty person. I've spoke to Phaedra before. This is before Phaedra actually got on the show. And she was nasty then. Very nasty. And then in the process of being nasty, she's one of those nice, nasty Christians who say the most disrespectful stuff and then try to say, well, just pray on it and give it to God. It's like after you say all of that ignorant stuff and you sitting there talking about some pray on and give it to God, like, come on now. Now, by all means, I'm not perfect because y'all already know. I curse like a sailor, but I don't intentionally, especially just be malicious and mean for no reason. And that's what she gave me. So for me, but again, even in that, right is right and wrong is wrong. I have definitely defended Phaedra on things that, I felt like were wrong or what people did to her, especially on this show. But when she did that nonsense with Kandi, when she did that nonsense with Kandi with the whole Portia situation, I literally was like, see, this is your karma coming back to you, because she comes off like she's just this nice, goody two shoes Christian girl. She got an evil spirit to her. She really does. It's not true, Chris. A lot of people just don't like her. She has crossed the line too much. She's embarrassing. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm starting to see more and more people talk about that. People who are content creators. I see the algorithms and people keep saying they over it. They are over it. It's like, what does it take to get her fired? This may be the case, because you know what's interesting? You know what have possibly would have saved her, and as effed up as what I'm about to say is, but y'all know I'm telling the truth. If she would have said gay black men aren't real men, that could have possibly been her saving grace. And y'all know what I'm talking about. If she would have just focused on the black gay man, she probably would have got a pass. She said gay men, as if all gay men are not real men. Because you know how they real quick to be like, okay, well, if you talk about your own community, that's fine. But then when you group all of us in here, it's a problem. Yeah. Yeah. It's up to the LGBT community at this point if they want to hold Heavenly accountable for her actions. Right. Right. Yeah. Absolutely. And I think Andy, do you guys think Andy Cohen is going to address this? I'm a fan of Heavenly, but she was wrong. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with being a fan of someone and still saying they're wrong. You have some people who truly, in their minds, their favorite celebrity or their favorite reality show star can do no wrong in their eyes. That is not like, you don't know these people. You do not know these people and how they get down behind the scenes. But the problem is, we see how Heavenly get down in front of the cameras, in front of the scene. I can't even imagine how she is when the cameras are off. Because to spew that much energy and that much ignorance, oh, like she gotta be tired. She has to be tired. She really has to be tired. But I'm wondering, you guys think Andy Cohen is gonna respond? Like, do you think Andy Cohen is gonna make her come on Watch What Happens Live and address what she said? Right. And let's play devil's advocate on this. Many have no problem with her being degrading and demeaning to Black women. That also would include the gay men, some of the gay men that are her friends. See, the thing that people don't want to talk about, and I wish that one day, because again, one thing about my gay male friends, we have these conversations. Just like I told y'all with my biracial friends, we have deep conversation. No one wants to talk about the underlying tension between women and gay men. No one wants to talk about that. Now, it don't happen all the time, but it's out there. So while you say that, Mia, yes, a lot of them didn't have a problem. And a lot of people who didn't have a problem and thought it was hilarious was fellow Black women and also fellow Black men, gay men. And probably, like I said, Black heterosexual men too. So it goes both ways. But the problem is, she didn't sit up there and say Black women aren't real women. You know what I mean? Like, she just completely just disrespected a whole freaking community of people. I don't think Heavenly has said anything like, all Black women are like this. She hasn't said anything like that because she's also a Black woman. She individually attacks Black women. You know what I'm saying? Like Sweet Tea, but she hasn't grouped all Black women together, I believe, and said, this is how Black women are. She just did that with this ignorant comment. She did. But yeah, there is definitely an underlying tension sometimes between Black women and Black gay men. But honestly, there's tension between Black women and Black heterosexual men too. We just got a lot of tension in our community. Let's just call it what the hell it is. We do. For people who want to admit it, we do. We really do. But again, this also goes to show that when you're laughing at this woman dragging somebody else, be mindful because you may be next. And the thing is, a lot of people probably thought it was cute when Heavenly was dragging other people, but now she dragging you. What you got to say about that? But this is why I say she's a friend to no one. She's loyal to no one. So don't ever assume that you in the clear, because Heavenly has given vibes too many times that she will throw anybody under the bus, and she disrespects anyone. She just don't care. So in my personal opinion, she meant what the hell she said. She just did not realize she was going to get this type of backlash, and she tried to hurry up and apologize really quick. But to me, there was no hesitation. Y'all heard it. There was no hesitation. She said what she said. Period. So, and again, how many times did she apologize for ignorant stuff that she says, but then she continues to say ignorant stuff? So I don't think she ever means any apology. She's never, in my opinion, really been sincere about an apology. She just says it hoping it's going to shut people up. Now, the question is, are y'all really going to shut up? I'm trying to figure out if any of my friends who are gay males are fans of Heavenly. I don't think, matter of fact, no, because they don't like Heavenly like I don't like Heavenly. So I guess for them, this is kind of gonna roll over them because they already was like, we don't like her. They felt like she was pure ignorance. So, but if I did have a friend who was like a writer for Heavenly, I would really like to know what they would think right now. You know what I mean? Because she does have a fan base, and some of those fans are gay men. So I wonder, Andy Cohen, look, the ball is in your court. The ball, the ball is in your court, honey. So what you gonna do? Because at this point, is she really giving you ratings? Or is she making, because sometimes the ratings may not be worth it if her mouth end up getting y'all into some legal issues too. So I guess it will really depend on the money that's being made off of this stuff. You know what I mean? But then again, Andy, I don't know. Andy has never, there have been times when people have said things that could have hinted at being disrespectful to the gay community. And he don't play that. Like, Andy gives me the vibes that even with the money situation, because he's making so much of it, he'll drop somebody for disrespecting his community. But that's the vibes he gives me. I don't know. I love my Chris straight like that. I love you back. But no, these are type of things that we need to talk about. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure, like I said, like Mia made a valid point. They had no problem with her degrading and demeaning Black women from the show. You know what I mean? So, but now she's disrespecting you. So now what? But again, like I said, there's always that one. I would not be shocked if there is going to be a gay Black man who's going to give her the platform to give her apology or speak her piece. I wouldn't be shocked. So I guess we would have to wait and see. Or are you actually going to stand 10 toes down and say, no, ma'am, no more access? No more access. So if you feel like we not real men, we going to take a step back from your ass and not support you, and you will not have our platform. We'll see. My friend blamed it on Miami. I hung up. What? Why? What is it about them always saying it's a Florida thing or a Miami thing? Like, why? Like, Florida can't be that ignorant. Like, it can't be that ignorant. Like, I just refuse to believe. Matter of fact, I have friends from Florida. They're not like that. So where I don't know. Child, hey Danielle. We got to stop making those excuses. We got to stop saying because we're from certain places that makes us the way that we are. I also hate when people say because they're from certain places that means that they can whoop somebody's ass. I don't like that either. Just because you're from a certain place don't mean, okay, so what? Just because you're in that place don't mean you can whoop everybody's behind. Can't whoop everybody ass. You got people probably from freaking Iowa that will kick your ass. So what does that even mean? So yeah, we got to stop that. Oh, they from Florida, so that's why they are the way that they are. No, no, no. I don't believe that. And I guess when you really think about it, unfortunately, when you do see the YouTube presence and the social media presence, there are some very popular people from Florida who definitely give off those vibes that they just gonna say what the hell they want to say, I guess. But we got to stop using it as an excuse. It's getting played out at this point. You're ignorant because you're ignorant, not because you're from Florida. That's just what it is. That is exactly what it is. But I'll be damned. But yeah, you guys, I just wanted to talk about this, child. I was gonna talk about it quickly, and here I am, an hour now, officially an hour. Yeah, I hope this is what it's gonna take. I hope this is what it's gonna take that they finally remove her from the show. And this is not a woman that if she's removed from the show financially, she's gonna be in trouble. This is not. So I don't even want to hear, you want a Black woman, money be taken out of that Black woman's pockets. Well, guess what? Allegedly, she tried to get Sweet Tea fired. You don't care about her pockets. Allegedly, she was she claimed she was trying to protect Quad, but allegedly, rumor has it, she was also trying to get Quad fired. We clearly know that Quad's bread and butter, based on what we have seen, is Married to Medicine. So I don't care about her losing this one check when she still has a license and she can still practice. Okay. So I don't want to hear that, especially when she allegedly has tried to get Black women's money out of their pockets. It is what it is. Like I told y'all before, I'm a firm believer that if you're one of those people and the only way that you can get ahead is by disrespecting other Black people and trying to bring them down to lift yourself up, I'm not with it. Let me see. My family in the South Bronx does that annoying stuff all the time. Excuse for their ghetto shenanigans. Yeah, it's like, come on, like let's stop it. It's all fun and games. It's all fun and games. What in the world? I'm let. Oh my gosh, child. Let me. What in the world is this? Literally, I gotta delete that person. Sorry, y'all. This is exactly why sometimes you gotta read stuff before you post it, because you think some people actually have some common sense and actually posted some legit stuff. They have to go. But yeah, people do that all the time. Like, oh, I'm from such and such. That's just how it is. No, no, it's not. It's not at all. But you guys will have to wait and see. You'll have to wait and see. I do see there are a lot of people posting about this though. And there are a lot of people posting about this who are openly gay men. So I would definitely like to see how they're responding to this. This is going to be quite interesting on where this is going to take Heavenly. But one thing about it, V baby, you had a very, very valid point, because there are other people who get away with it and they drop F-bombs all day, but they get praised. So you got a point. Even somebody said, okay, so this looks like a gay man who's not Black. I was a Dr. Heavily fan, but with these comments, not sure about this. You do realize more than likely most of your viewers are gay men. It's okay to have an opinion, but your mama. That's what this guy said on X. But he's right. I'm sure a lot of their viewers are gay. I am sure. Like most of the time, though, those reality shows is watched by women and gay men. So the audacity. It's time for her to go. That's my final thing. It's time for her to go. I just feel like the show is no longer entertaining anymore. It's no longer entertaining. It has turned into chaos, demonic drama for no reason. And as much as people try to say that Heavenly is turning up because it's for the show, no, I don't believe that. I think this is who she is. I really think this is who she is. The problem is, though, if you're going to be like this, at least know how to fight. Because some people ain't going to talk with you. And some people not going to be able to reason with you because you're not reasonable with people. So if you're going to be like this, know how to fight. And she don't know how to fight. That's why she called security when Contessa said, square up. So you can't have all of this mouth and say the most ignorant things about people that could potentially harm their livelihood. Or say things about your main fan base that are completely ignorant and don't think that somebody eventually ain't about to pull up on your ass and say what you got to say now. Okay? Because your so-called man that you claim that always there to protect you, Damon Daddy, he can't be with you 24/7. He can't. And let the streets tell it. Y'all pretty much living separate lives or really just married on paper, but y'all kind of doing y'all own thing. Offensive slurs, yes, scared to come outside. Right. Because like you said, Jupiter, honey, you live in Atlanta and she don't be outside. And you met all of them, you said. So why she ain't outside? I truly, truly think that Heavenly, like I don't think she's ever had friends, which is interesting because she went to prominent schools where you kind of create you create friends for a lifetime. Like typically when you go to either HBCU schools or smaller colleges, those connections stay with you for a lifetime. You don't hear Heavenly really talk about her college days with her friends and stuff like that. Like we haven't even met any outside friends of Heavenly. Ugh, it's weird. Even on her freaking Instagram page. Do y'all see anybody outside of the show and her kids and Damon? You don't see anything about her. That's what I'm saying. I don't even think that's her trying to be private. I really don't think she has any friends. I really don't think she has any friends. So that's the thing with her. And that has to be a horrible situation. I'm sorry. That has to be a horrible situation when you can't say you have any friends. And I don't want to hear my husband is my friend. Cuz have you heard that from women who literally can't keep any friends and the only thing they say is my husband is my friend. Yeah, okay. Okay, you better make sure that husband stays around, and God forbid something happened to that husband, who you gonna have to hold on to? Meaning who's gonna be there to be that comfort to pick you back up? She ain't got a relationship with her sister. She's miserable. That I told y'all, there's no way somebody is doing what they're doing and they are happy. When we do reality show reviews, we give our opinions in a very entertaining way. But please believe me, at the end of the day, I don't sit up there and make it my business to spew hate. When y'all hear me go off when it comes to certain people, it is truly because they have consistently brought negative energy on top of negative energy. And Heavenly is one of those people. She is the agent of chaos. She likes to stir the pot and start drama and do it in the most ignorant way. Like Dr. G should have sued her, if you ask me. Dr. G should have sued her, put a gag order on her, something. He should have sued her because that to me was already the final line for me when she did that. But people still gave her a pass. Needs therapy, dark cloud energy, like 50 Cent. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And like I said, Curtis Jackson would definitely like to hear a Curtis Jackson because Curtis Jackson definitely is a businessman. But that 50 Cent, that trolling behavior and that agent of chaos stuff, I just can't rock with it. Like at a certain point, the older you get, the more peace you typically want. This type of behavior is the behavior you do in your teenage years or in your 20s. What you truly want is just health, wealth, peace, whatever that is for you. But peace is usually the main thing, getting closer to God. Those are typically things you want to do once you start getting older. All of this stuff is the money can't be that good. It can't be that good to do all of this. Which again, money doesn't make you, money just pretty much brings out what was already inside of you. And money hasn't changed Heavenly. This is who Heavenly is, in my opinion. But with that being said, you guys, let's continue the conversation. I definitely want to hear from my crew who are gay males, who are part of the LGBTQIA community. What y'all think about what Heavenly said? And also, let's even have a deeper discussion too. What I said earlier about how there is an underlying tension between Black women and Black gay men, or even for those who are not in the Black community. Do you feel like there's an underlying tension, and be honest, between women and gay men, period? And let's have that honest discussion, because honestly, in this situation, I do feel, and I've had these conversations with my friends, there are women out there who just use gay men as trinkets and accessories, and kind of just they dispose of them, or they'll say disrespectful stuff because they really never really liked them in the first place. They were just trying to use them. But at the same time, I'm sure there are women out there who feel the same way about gay men. But either way, when it comes to this heifer right here, this heifer, Heavenly, yeah, I think this is how she feel. Think this is how she feel about y'all. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is how she feels. So the question is, how you gonna respond? So with that being said, ooh, child, that is a whole nother live, honey. A whole nother live. So with that being said, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on my next video. Toodles.